Merry November, it's your boy Kieran back this week with a mildly cheeky bunch of facts about probably the best Ronaldo of all time, the fat one. 1. Ronaldo Luis Nazario de Lima is his full name, and he's currently only 41. Did anyone else think he was going to be older than that? F***ing hell. 2. Il Fenomeno was born in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, which means he got to attend this mental shit every year. 3. Ronaldo's parents split up when he was just 11, just before Ronaldo dropped out of school to pursue a football career. 4. He joined the Social Ramos indoor soccer team at the age of 12, where he was discovered by his future agent.
How you fellas?
It's him.
The anomaly. Do we proceed? Yes. He is still
Only human.
Who then got him signed to Cruzeiro. 5. He managed 352 goals in 518 appearances in his entire career. 6. In his first 2 seasons in professional football, he flew out the gates, scoring 44 in just 47 games. He was only 17. 7. He's won 20 trophies in his club and international career. 8. Aged 20, he became the youngest player to win the FIFA World Player of the Year award. 9. 1 year on, and he became the youngest player to win the Ballon d'Or. 10. We start off with his famous international career, as Ronaldo is one of the 20 players who have won the World Cup twice. 11. However, in 1994, he travelled to the World Cup but did not actually play. Still got a medal though. Cheeky. 12. He was initially known as Ronaldinho because there was already an older Ronaldo in the squad. 13. He went on to finish third in the 1996 Olympics, netting 5 goals. 14. He then continued with second place in the Copa America before winning it in 1997 and 1999, where he was top scorer. 15. He scored a hat-trick in the 1997 Confederations Cup final to hand Brazil their first ever Confederations Cup trophy. 16. By 1998, he was billed as the world's greatest player and held the weight of his country on his shoulders. He lived up to expectation and scored 4 and assisted 3 en route to the final. But hours before kickoff, he suffered a convulsive fit. He was removed from the starting lineup, but pleaded with his coach to start him. 17. His performance suffered, and Brazil lost the final 3-0 to the French. Zagallo said he wanted to take him off in the first half, but feared a public outcry if he did. An inquest was launched, and the team doctor told the commission, "Imagine if I stopped Ronaldo playing and Brazil lost. At that moment, I'd have to go and live on the North Pole." Ronaldo later reflected, "We lost the World Cup, but I won another cup. My life." Bit of a melty sentence that, isn't it really, mate? 18. Despite his fit-induced subpar final performance, he was still awarded the Golden Ball for Best Player of the tournament. 19. There were many conspiracy theories about Ronaldo's inclusion after his fit before the final, with one being that apparently Nike and the Brazil Federation had a £105 million deal in place, which included him having to play in the final. 20. It was also reported that the cause of the fit was caused by an injection of an anaesthetic which entered Ronaldo's veins and caused him to faint. 21. South Korea and Japan played host to Ronaldo's next chance of winning another World Cup, where he famously sported this inverted, receding hairline. He apparently did it to distract from people talking about his injury. 22. The injury he refers to kept him out for an entire qualification campaign, but upon his return he led Brazil to their 5th World Cup, as well as a golden shoe and golden ball for himself. 23. He scored against every opponent he faced in the 2002 World Cup, except from little old England. Let's just add another star on there, that's better. 24. He went on to receive his 3rd World Player of the Year award, dedicating it to the medical team, which helped him recover. 25. In 2004, Ronaldo scored a hat-trick of penalties in qualifying for what would be his final World Cup in 2006. 26. However, by 2006 the pies had taken their toll and he was jeered for being overweight and slow. Carlos Alberto Pereira kept him in the starting lineup and Ronaldo Nuts repaid him with 2 goals against Japan. This made him the 20th player to score in 3 World Cup finals. 27. He overtook Gerd Muller's all-time World Cup finals scoring record, scoring his 15th goal against Ghana. 28. With that goal he also joined Jurgen Klinsmann in the club of only people to score at least 3 goals at 3 World Cups. However, Miroslav Klose broke both those records in 2010. 29. After 2006, he didn't play again for Brazil until 2011, when he was given one last cap in a friendly match against Romania. He came on for the last 15 minutes of the first half, partnering Neymar in attack. Fred scored the winning goal and celebrated in Ronaldo's famous finger-wagging fashion. 30. Ronaldo ended his international career as second highest goal scorer with 62 in 98, only behind Pelé. 31. His final international trophy haul consisted of 2 World Cups, 2 Copa Americas and 1 Confederations Cup. 32. Under the advice of Brazil legend Romario, Ronaldo was convinced to start his European career at PSV Eindhoven. He scored 35 in his first season before he injured his knee in his second season, but still managed nearly a goal a game. 33. He only cost PSV $5.5 million in 1994 before Barcelona offered them triple that 2 years later to bring him to the Nou Camp. 34. His incredible goal-scoring form didn't stop, scoring 47 and 49 for Barcelona, leading the Catalan side to the Copa del Rey, UEFA Cup Winners' Cup and the Supercopa de España. 35. 34 of those goals came in La Liga, where it took until 2008-09 until another player scored at least 30 goals in the league. 36. After an incredible goal against Compostela, ex-Madrid forward and manager Jorge Valdano commented, "He's not a man, he's a herd." 37. Renegotiation of his contract seemed inevitable for the best player in the world, with Barca president Núñez declaring, "He's ours for life." 24 hours later, and Núñez said, "It's all over, Ronaldo is going." 38. Ronaldo paid out his buyout clause and Inter Milan signed him for a then world record fee of $27 million. 39. This made Big Ron the second player after Diego Cokehead Maradona to break the world transfer record twice. 40. By his second season with Inter, he had won a second World Player of the Year award, a Ballon d'Or and a UEFA Cup, as well as a total of 25 other individual awards. 41. Inter went into the 1999-2000 season with an attack of Ronaldo, Roberto Baggio and Christian Vieri. However, in November that year, Ronaldo ruptured a tendon in his knee before injuring it again only 7 minutes into his return in April. 42. If you exclude that 7-minute return, Ronaldo missed 661 days of football and 85 matches all in one spell. 43. After returning to smash the 2002 World Cup, Real Madrid snapped him up for €46 million. He had only played 24 club games in 3 seasons when Madrid bought him. 44. However, that didn't deter the excitement of the fans, with his shirt sales breaking all records on the first day. He was part of the Galacticos era, which included Zidane, Figo, Roberto Carlos, Raúl and David Beckham. 45. He had to wait until October to make his debut, but upon taking to the pitch in white, he scored twice and received a standing ovation. 46. People were on their feet again when he scored in the final game of the season, finishing his first season with 23 league goals, his first La Liga title, and a cheeky Intercontinental Cup and Spanish Super Cup. 47. He banged in a hat-trick in 2003 against Manchester United, where he was given a round of applause again by United fans. David Beckham said, "The Manchester crowd knows his football and know they've been privileged to be there, watching Ronaldo play." What was that? 48. He scored Real Madrid's fastest goal in history, netting in 15 seconds in the Madrid derby. 49. However, in his final 2 years with the club, he fell out of favour due to weight issues as well as the acquisition of Ruud van Nistelrooy. By the end of his time at Los Blancos, he had scored over 100 goals for the club, becoming the 5th foreigner to achieve the feat at Madrid. 50. Despite his obvious quality and goal-scoring ability, Real's famously fickle and highly critical boo boys often taunted him about his weight. Ronaldo admitted he had never felt loved at the Bernabeu and that they had never treated him with affection. 51. Regardless, the club sensibly added him to the Real Madrid Hall of Fame in 2011. 52. Italian football and the Brazil national team also inducted him into their Hall of Fames. 53. Marca also gave him the recognition he deserved, naming him in the best foreign 11 in Real Madrid's history in 2013. 54. Ronaldo became one of the few to play for both Milanese clubs when he moved for €8 million to the Rossoneri. Ronaldo had to buy out his Madrid contract as they refused to release him. In his first season, he scored a goal every 2 games. 55. He soon joined the extremely short list of players who scored for both teams in the Derby della Madonnina. 56. Despite all his trophies, he's never won a Champions League in his career. Milan won the trophy in 2006-07, but he had to watch from the stands as he was cup-tied from his time at Real Madrid. 57. His time at AC Milan was once again marred by weight problems and injuries, with the final blow a ruptured kneecap ligament in 2008. He was released at the end of the season after scoring 9 in 20 games in 2 years. 58. At the age of 33, his career was all but over, except for one last stint back in Brazil at Corinthians. He was training with his boyhood club Flamengo, however, out of nowhere he signed a 1-year deal with their arch rivals. 59. When fit, he still ran the show at 33, scoring 35 goals in 69 games to help win the Campeonato Paulista, as well as the Copa do Brasil. 60. In 2011, he finally retired after an 18-year career, citing pain and hyperthyroidism as the reasons. 61. Overall, he was injured for a total of 1,082 days, missing 123 games. 62. He was sent off just 3 times in his career. 63. His biggest win was an 8-0 against De Graafschap as well as CD Logroñés. 64. The most goals he scored in a game was 4 in a 7-1 battering of Mylokoskin, Palo -47. 65. His worst defeat was a 6-1 loss to Real Zaragoza. 66. Ronaldo's best partnership was with Zizou, setting up and scoring 27 goals together. 67. However, the most familiar face on the pitch was Roberto Carlos, playing in 235 games together. 68. Lilian Thuram and Clarence Seedorf were his most common enemies, playing against them on 12 different occasions. 69. Thuram was also the most formidable defender against Ronaldo. The Brazilian lost to him in 8 out of 12 matches. 70. The team most afraid of him was Atletico Madrid. They conceded 10 goals to the Brazilian and couldn't beat him in 8 games. 71. He's accrued €100.98 million in transfer fees across his career. 72. The Brazilian met his first long-term girlfriend when they acted together in a Brazilian soap opera. 73. In 1999, he loved smashing balls in so much, he married someone else who loved smashing balls in just as much, wedding Brazil women's footballer Milene Domingues. 74. His second wife in 2005 was a model and MTV presenter in a marriage that lasted 3 months, before his engagement to his third wife was called off after a scandal involving 3 transvestite prostitutes. 75. Ronaldo picked up 3 prostitutes after dropping off his fiancée. When once in a motel, he discovered they were actually men. The prostitutes then tried to extort money from him. 76. His prolific goal-scoring record translated into his personal life, as he had 3 children from his marriages. In 2010, he had a paternity test which confirmed him as the father of a 5-year-old from a Brazilian waitress he met in Tokyo. After his surprise 4th child, he had a vasectomy to, in his words, close the factory. 77. Ronaldo had his own football game in the year 2000 called Ronaldo v Football, which, by the way, was the best game of all time. 78. Ronaldo joined motorsport legend Emerson Fittipaldi as co-owners of the Brazilian racing team. 79. He once held a stake in North American side Fort Lauderdale Strikers, but he and his merry band of Brazilian businessmen had to leave after fan protests over the running of the club. 80. He also currently owns sports marketing company 9, with his mate and ex-professional beater-upper, Anderson Silva, as one of his biggest clients. 81. He's famous for wearing number 9, but he's also worn number 20, 18, 10, 11 and 99. 82. He wore the number 99 at AC Milan because the number 9 was already taken. 83. Ronaldo has been sponsored by Nike for the majority of his career. When as early as 1996, they signed him to a 10-year contract and a lifetime endorsement deal worth over $180 million. 84. He was routinely teased for his weight during his career, but upon retirement, he revealed he suffered from hyperthyroidism. He had to take hormone injections to continue playing and called it a day when the powers that be banned the drug. 85. He was appointed a United Nations Goodwill Ambassador in 2000 and continues to this day. 86. He established the March Against Poverty series with fellow Baldy Zinedine Zidane, an annual charity game where legends of the game play against each other. 87. We've returned to our religious footballers, and it's another one for the Catholic box, as the Brazilian is unsurprisingly a follower of our Lord and Saviour, Jesus Christ. 88. That feeling might be mutual, as there's a Ronaldo autographed football on display at the Vatican Museum. 89. Although the big man upstairs may not approve of this seemingly part-time Catholicism, Alexandra Pato said when he met Ronaldo he asked me if I wanted to be a part of his clan, showing me a copy of Playboy, or if I wanted to be a part of Kaka's clan, who had a few church things in the dressing room. 90. In 1998, an Inter Milan vs Lazio match pitted the 2 best upcoming footballers against each other. Ronaldo's absolute swaztekers versus Alessandra's legendary defensive might ended up with Ronaldo embarrassing Nesta with his performance in a 3-0 win. Nesta admitted, "It was the worst experience of my career. He was simply unstoppable." 91. Graham Poll returns for our last fact because it's actually a poll again. We want to know this week who you think is better, the original Ronaldo or Cristiano Ronaldo. Cast your vote now. And that is it. Smash that sexy subscribe button, like the video, comment saying whatever the f*** you want, and have a quality weekend. Also, watch me on Stat Wars tomorrow.